dual set.
Heart to heart. Noonas
podcast. Hello, everybody. It's the Noonas podcast once again. This is your host, Jenny, as always, with my co-host, Jenny.
I'm here. I'm good. Sorry about that. I was a bit like some exhaustion this week. I'm pretty sure you had the same thing too, Jenny.
Oh my God, it has been a week. I mean, we have a ton. I'm not kidding you guys. We have a ton of new music. This is, I think, the most music we've had to listen to in a week for the show.
There are times where I didn't want to make this feel like a chore for me to like feel budget, like to listen and get like an objective opinion for all of these albums. It can be like so hard at sometimes because we have like other things to do other than like our broadcasting, right? We have other lives too. So it's
supposedly we have other lives, guys.
Yeah, shit.
But yeah, we have five. Well, okay, we have a solo debut this week from Blackpink's R.A.I.N. We have two group debuts, both debuting on the same day.
Boy and girl, which is
boy group and a girl group debut. Yes, as well as twins. As well as another album comeback. Another mini album comeback, I should say, because Pentagon was a mini album comeback. That was all on Monday. R.A.I.N's was on Friday from Blackpink. Mm-hmm. We had two debuts as well as a mini album comeback on Monday. And then we had a full album drop on Tuesday from a giant group that's been around since 2005.
So they're like pretty much ancient. Oops, sorry, no offense. Oh my God, please don't cancel me, guys. What do you call the Super Junior fans?
They're elves. They're elves.
Wait, what?
Everlasting. They're called the Everlasting Friends, or elves for short.
Elves?
That's their fandom name. I'm not kidding you. That's their fandom name.
I'm today years old, just finding out like a fan name for Super Junior. Even though I've listened to that, I've listened to like their music, but just like, wait, what?
Yes, Super Junior fandom name. Their Super Junior fandom name is elves. I am not shitting you. It is totally yes. We are reviewing Super Junior's album that took forever to come out because it got delayed four times. Long awaited album, as well as a solo single comeback from one of our favorite solo hip hop rappers, female rappers, Jessi, who came out with a solo single yesterday. So yeah, we have a ton of music to cover this week, as well as to wrap up. I guess a disappointing Grammys in terms of K-pop for us.
I guess it was like a huge, like a personal letdown because people thought it was like a shoo-in for the win, but we got a lot of things to like that might have like factored in why they didn't win. So
I'm not gonna say shoo because I'm gonna say I was not expecting I was not expecting BTS to win a Grammy because the Grammys, but we're gonna get into that here as we get into the show. But we got a lot to get into. So should we just get right into it? Should we just get into our Grammy talk?
Let's do it. Let's get the disappointing out of the way. Let's get this depressing stuff out of the way.
Yeah, let's get the Grammys disappointment out of the way just before we get into the fun music. Because I'm sure everyone's sick about the Grammys because every year everyone always talks about the Grammys and about how disappointing they are and how much BS there's behind it and blah, blah, blah. And we're just going to whole nother level with K-pop to it now because since BTS was nominated for a Grammy and unfortunately lost and did not get a Grammy this year, losing their only nomination for best, what was their nominations for best pop duo group performance to Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande's "Rain on Me."
"Rain on Me," that's
which out of all the songs in the category, I was like, "Rain on Me."
Well, I actually to tell you the truth, I've yet to like listen to "Rain on Me" because I haven't been listening to a lot of like American type of music. And I know like there's like a lot of traction and a lot of like achievements that Lady Gaga was able to have in her career. So that, I'm kind of guessing why they chose her to be like the winner for this. So I think that's like a good reason.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Not respect, because I also love Lady Gaga, and that was like okay, I guess because you know a lot of them like really praise Lady Gaga's like work and talent. So
right, and no snipe to Lady Gaga or Ariana Grande, both obviously amazing singers, amazing artists, obviously, but you know it's just honestly not their best song. But you know I'll say this too, Dynamite. Maybe not BTS's best song. Easily not their best song out of 2020, hands down. Like okay, take it out of the. I mean, yes, okay, maybe the best performing song out of 2020, obviously in the Western world. I mean, it's still charting on Billboard. It's still in the Billboard Hot 100. It's still charting.
Yeah.
Even though it's not number one, it's still like sitting in the top like 30 or 40. It's still on there, and it's still like has a lot of visibility and stuff, and it's still out there. It's still popular. I mean, there's still a lot of buzz around it, and that's I think why I think people were like really upset. I think about why the fact it didn't win, because there is still a lot of buzz around it. But again, you know, it's like if I wanted BTS to win, I kind of want them to win with a Korean song. Although I highly doubt that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, that's going to be like super hard, because that's what I thought. I thought one of the reasons why they had Dynamite or produced Dynamite, just to get like a shoe-in for the Oscars and just to be eligible to be in the legit categories.
Right.
That's why they had like an English single. And
which even then they didn't even get a nomination into any of the, you know, the big four categories. So they only got relegated to a category which literally got announced in the pre-show online before the Grammys even aired. So we found out, just when it was found out like hours before the Grammys even aired. So yeah, so which I felt bad because they were up all night long, and we found out about this later during their V Live, because they hosted a V Live after the show. But you get to the show, you know, and I will say this: I watched the Grammys, kind of half watched the Grammys because I was also playing D&D that night too. Yes, I'm a nerd. People who know me know I'm a nerd. But I was kind of half watching the Grammys
because of my like references with like a lot of pop culture and movie stuff. So I'm also a nerd too. I'm a nerd too.
So we're very nerdy people. So yes, I was playing D&D, but I was also kind of keeping an eye on the Grammys, watching some of the performances. And it was really nice because actually I did like a lot of the performances this year, because it was nice not having these weird mashups like they've been doing the last couple of years. I mean, I think because they had new direction in terms of like the producing team. And that's a nice thing, I think, because they've always had these weird ass mashups as of late. And it's like, why do you have Kendrick Lamar and the Beatles together? Like, that was weird. That was so weird.
I love the two separately, but doing a mashup, that sounds like super weird. Like,
right, exactly.
You can find it. Like, I love Kendrick and the Beatles, but the heck?
Yeah,
no. How?
But sure. But yeah, it's so like it was nice. But then, you know, we get this whole thing where it's like, you know, so we're teasing, it's like BTS coming up next. You know where this is going. So eventually we get to the point where BTS isn't on until the second last performance of the evening, which, okay, interesting, because considering they again are not nominated for one of the big four awards, and therefore they're like just basically relegated to one song, Dynamite. And so they don't have like a big package. They don't have a really, you know, elaborate set. They don't have like a medley of songs like we saw with like Megan Thee Stallion or with Taylor Swift or, you know, some other artists or anything like that. And so they really just got one song. They got Dynamite, which I will say was a really cool performance of Dynamite, because they literally did a one take, which they said that took them a while to do.
Yeah, and it was filmed on top of like the Seoul Towers. Is that correct?
Yeah, what they did is they actually recreated the Grammy stage in a studio in Seoul, South Korea. And they did one take for for most of the song, and then they cut to them going up the stairs and continuing the song as they sang and went up the stairs. And then they finish up the song on top of a skyscraper in Seoul. So you could see the like nighttime skyscrapers in Seoul with the Han River, you know, all lit up, really beautiful and stuff, with them singing. And it was really, really cool. Like really awesome performance until like it got to the end. It's like, so you have the last note of Dynamite drop, pans out, cuts right back to LA and right to Trevor Noah. And it's like, I'm like, it's just like, boom, last note, cut right back to LA. It's like, okay, you couldn't even give us a moment to breathe to like enjoy the performance. Yeah, like you literally just like ended it and just like super abrupt.
All right, cut the shit up. All right, guys, cut the shit up. Okay, we're back.
Yeah, it's like get these Korean boys off television. Like people don't need to see them anymore. Army's got what they needed. They're fine. They're fine.
We've made use of them now.
Yeah, pretty much. It kind of felt like that.
Yeah, and then it felt like to me, it felt like they. I think that the reason why like a lot of like armies felt like super upset because I think they really hyped up BTS too much, where they thought that they believed that they're probably gonna win this thing. They even like had them a moment with them like them have like donating like their Dynamite costumes and like for charity, and like they made a highlight out of it, and that's what they like almost like not worth anything in the end. It's just like, okay, yeah, we've hyped them and we didn't even like deserve like the Grammys too, so it's kind of like a huge letdown.
Yeah, like, I mean, all the press and stuff, like all the press junkets and stuff too that we had like beforehand, like all the media coverage and stuff, and it's like maybe we have a chance, maybe there's a legit shot at this. Just it felt like all for nothing. And like literally once it cuts back into LA and it cuts back to Trevor Noah, who is hosting the Grammys, and he's like, that performance should have gotten an award. It's like, okay, thanks for rubbing it in that we didn't get the award. The one lone award we got nominated for. It's like we already felt slighted enough as it is.
It's like adding insult to injury, almost like that feeling.
A little bit, because we know they're great performers. Like we've seen them perform so many times, and it's like, I guess I compare this to almost like when they perform like on like the music shows in Korea, like on Mama, like. Because Mama does this all the time too. They were doing it this year, literally this past year for Mama. They were doing that. They literally did it this year. What they said on the screen is like during the third session of Mama. So it was like hour 5. So I'm still at this point delirious. And it said BTS will be on in 10 minutes, which was a lie because it was about another hour and a half until they were on.
Right.
And,
yeah. But I kind of hate that kind of like formula. It's like, oh, your favorite like band coming up soon. Mm-hmm. Coming up soon.
Coming up soon.
To me.
But at least like at those points they have longer sets. Like for Mama, they performed on, they performed Life Goes On. They had longer sets. They got to have these really nice, beautiful, elaborate sets that they got to really show their artistry and got to do really cool things. Like even the year before, they literally had a 42-minute mini concert in the middle of Mama. For Mama 2019, it literally was like they stopped the award show, had a mini BTS concert right before like they finished up sweeping the day songs of Mama 2019. It was insane. Like no other group can do that currently in K-pop. And so so
I guess I feel like there's like a different I guess like a different reaction or like a different like behavior with a lot of like the Western press and how they like still view BTS. So I'm just like asking, is there still some kind of like hesitation like with the K-pop genre that they're still not like being really open towards like BTS and any other like groups? I'm not sure if there's like still a bias against like really having an inclusion for like a lot of more foreign international groups.
I wonder if there still is, because I mean I still wonder if like there's still like this idea that it's still like a fad or like a trend that's going to die out, because like, you know, like remember Gangnam Style when that came back in 2012, like it came and went and that was it.
Right.
But the thing is, BTS has been around now in this country. Like the first time BTS won a award here was the Billboard Top Social Artist Award. That was back in 2017, because that was right after Wings came out. And now they've won an award basically here in America every year ever since then. And we're now seeing like other K-pop groups getting nominated. But the thing is, award shows have like still regulating them to like a separate K-pop category. Like we saw this with the VMAs, when BTS was still not being like shown like as a legit contender, even though like they're still breaking records on YouTube and breaking all these records and stuff. Like they still shuffled them into a K-pop category and with all these other K-pop groups, which cool. I mean, I like to see other K-pop groups to get recognition. I like to see NCT. I like to see Stray Kids. I like to see Twice, Blackpink, ATEEZ. I like to see other groups get recognition because they deserve it. They're all starting to get popular over here in the States, in Canada, in the Western world. But when you're regulating it into just this, own niche category and not like accepting it, I mean, yeah, okay, it's a genre, I get it. But for them, they still feel like it's a fad or if it's a trend that's going to eventually fizzle and die out. But I don't see that happening. It's continuing to grow. Yeah,
that is pretty much what I said in my own tweet in response to like the post Grammy nights. Like, yeah, we've had like predecessors and stuff way before BTS that have come and gone. Like they had their own like little spotlight, but it was like only for like a temporary moment. Yes, like we had like Wonder Girls with their hit like Nobody in English version, and then years later it was like Big Bang's Fantastic Baby, and I think that was like a hit for a short time in America, and then Gangnam Style, which was like hit like billions in like in viewers in terms of YouTube viewership, and then like years then, it was like it's pretty much almost like thanks to BTS and even like some of the associated groups alongside with them that helped like break through like the barriers of people finally like recognizing K-pop as something that they would enjoy and something that they actually like would like to listen to more. There's a lot of things that BTS help like influence and help push further in terms like bringing another genre into like the Western society. They've been such like a huge impact. Like they're like the top like recognizable names like in the world. It's almost like unbelievable that you're still not recognizing them as a legit artists in their own merit.
Yeah, and it is a shame because I feel like they should be recognized as legit artists in their own name because they really are artists and they're great artists. Like we've seen time and time again just how much passion they put into their work and how devoted their fan base is. I mean, I guess for good and for bad, but
like again, there's still like a lot of people in the Western society still has like a shallow perception of or a perspective with like BTS and other K-pop groups. Like it's like, oh, they're a bunch of like these pretty like good looking boys and girls, and like they can be like easily disposable, or they just like sing and dance. But there's more to like a lot of layers behind like their works and productions that we've you and I have been pushing and like promoting, like like explaining how much like stuff they've done and like like so many merits that like each group has. And
hopefully what we're trying to do with this podcast, trying to educate people that like there's more to it than just obviously the pretty faces, the choreography, and the music. Like there's so much to this genre that people I just don't think they just look at the surface, they don't see. So but I mean, in all honesty, like I said, they had the funny thing, an ironic thing is, so the Grammys also had the worst ratings. So even though they tried to push BTS to the end near the end of the show, still had the worst ratings ever. Yeah. Only had about 7.88 million people tune in America.
They should not have announced like BTS lost like before the Grammys start. That was like a huge mistake on their part because a lot of the armies just like gave up. Like, no, we're not watching it. We know
or they honestly resulted to just going to watch a live stream. Like they went to, honestly, a lot of them just went to go watch live streams online to go watch the performance, or they're going to go wait to find it online because they probably knew it was going to get posted online after it got aired, which suspicious. Is still not the only Grammy performance that has not been uploaded to YouTube officially by the Grammys. So
that's why I've been like still holding on. Like I'm not quite sure if there's some like other like reasons why they are hesitant on like putting on BTS's performance.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to still piss off like the a bunch of armies, but yeah, that's funny because like I see some like comments saying that it's because of WAP like Cardi B and Megan that like it has like the lowest rating. Like no, I think it was like really part of like the army not watching it because like their favorite group didn't win.
Yeah, y'all don't understand how like you piss off army.
Yeah,
so
you piss off like millions of like people. Even I think my sister even told me. I think they had like this moment in an award show here in America where they like mocked armies like, oh, it shouldn't be like, isn't it past your bedtime? And then like a bunch of the audiences just left like, okay, yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you know, but that's what I heard from my sister. I forgot like which award show that happened, but yeah, one of the presenters like again like mocking joke on armies, and then like, okay, that's for you.
Again, this whole this preconceived notion that armies are all a bunch of teenage fangirls, when it's been statistically proven that most armies are in the 20 to 30-year-olds age range. The two of us. In this age range,
a bunch of like grandmas, the two grandmas here, still
the two Noonas rocking it here. Right. So, yeah. So, but also it's like also to note too. So BTS
and a bunch of guys too,
and a bunch of guys. Yes, there's still a lot. There are lots of. Yes, there are lots of male fans of BTS too. Some awesome male armies out there too. But they hosted a V Live after the show ended, which I will say was really depressing to see because like I could see the disappointment in their.
I didn't want to watch it, man.
It was really sad to see the disappointment in their faces. Like Jimin barely spoke. Like I could just, he was so sad. And Jin being Jin, like he's like, I got my makeup done, everything, and he was just like Jin being Jin, just like being dramatic AF. Like I got up early, I got my makeup all done, like just doing his thing. I'm pissed off. But like I felt so bad for Jimin because like Jimin barely spoke during the V Live. Like like R.A.I.N was checking in on Jimin, just making sure he was okay because like I could tell they were all disappointed and just like not getting the win because I think there's a video floating around where because they were watching the live stream obviously to see if they won and they watched it.
They were waiting.
Waiting and they found out obviously it was Lady Gaga and Ariana, and I think it's R.A.I.N who says like I told you. I think he later says I told you, and it's like oh, it's like ouch. Like
that's like one of the reasons why I didn't want to like watch live like meetings. So I feel like super bad just to see the reaction, like look up like dejection on their face, like like I know they're trying to keep their spirits up too, like we'll get it back next time. Yeah, it's like
it's still sad, but I mean the hilarious thing though, the V Live was only 17 minutes long. By the end of that V Live, there were more viewers on the V Live than tuned in for the Grammys.
Good.
So again, the staying power of ARMY worldwide is insane, you guys. So heck, I mean, there were people who watched an empty chair while Jungkook went to the bathroom than there were for the Grammys. So yeah, again, same power of ARMY. But yeah.
But
I mean, but even that.
Yeah. Sorry, you can go first.
I was just gonna say, but even though the Grammys were disappointing, still the weekend was good. They still won a bunch of awards this past weekend for Dynamite.
I know, broke a bunch of records still.
Yeah, like, they're still breaking records.
Like we didn't get the Grammys, and we'll give you like something else.
Like they still won 3 Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards on Saturday.
At least they got like the freaking blimp from like
they got the orange blimp. Well, and then they also too on Sunday they had the Japan Golden Disc Awards, right? And they won 8 of those. 3 alone just went to Dynamite because of Dynamite, and then they won some because of Map of the Soul 7, and then their Japanese release Map of the Soul: The Journey. So much, congrats to that, as well as the fact that Dynamite just went double platinum in America this week, which is the first BTS song to go double platinum in the country. So
again, the power of armies. never underestimate them. Like if you want to, you want to mock them, you want to like just like disregard them as some like like just whiny teenagers. Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, you want to know how they sell, how they express their disappointment and not winning a Grammy? They basically trended almost all of BTS's videos on iTunes right after they lost. So yeah, that's how we basically they basically rage streamed.
Rage stream.
I mean, Army. So that's Army for you. So, but I mean, I guess on top of that, I mean, because if that wasn't enough, pain in our, in our hearts. On top of that, after all that, we had to deal with another bit of an issue this week on Wednesday, like Tuesday into Wednesday. So I did not know this was still a thing. So Garbage Pail Kids, yes, that's apparently still a thing. Had released apparently do this annual thing every year with the Grammy Awards. They do these things called this what do they call them? They call them the Shammy Awards. So like they do these parody cards with like some of like the nominees and the winners of the night, where they they do the satirical of the artists, satirically quirky, funny depictions of the artists. Like this year they did some like with Taylor Swift to look like Tree Swift, referencing her very Shire-esque performance of all of her songs that she did. She was really performing on top of a house, which I like. That actually liked her performance. Megan Thee Stallion literally on top of a horse. Sorry. I mean, sorry. It's Megan and a horse, so Megan. Hey. Boy and Billy with Billie Eilish on a car. Harry Styles with that feather boa, because I'm not gonna lie, Harry Styles looked fabulous on Sunday.
Him and Noonas, like such a flamboyant outfits, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, those two can get it. But besides all these Western artists looking great, there was a BTS card released. However, the BTS card showcased them in what looked like to be a whack-a-mole game, with their faces beaten and bruised with what looked like to be a Grammy Award, with the title BTS Bruisers. And currently, with the climate of all this anti-Asian hate, with all these, anti-Asian attacks, not to mention on top of the, shooting we just had on Tuesday here in America, where a crazy ass gunman just killed 8 women, 6 of them Asian, on top of many other Asian related attacks.
Yeah, targeted at like 3 different spots. So,
so just not to mention all the other beatings and other, Asian-related, hate crimes in this country currently. Not a good look whatsoever. And obviously, Army was a little pissed off. And I mean, really pissed off. So, I mean,
also, that's this one exception, or like the depiction of them, being, I guess, violated. Whereas, if you compare it to, the other drawings from, different artists that they show them, but not getting beat up or anything it's really not a good look too.
It's really not a good look. No, it's like you have them all smiling, they're all happy, or well, in Harry Styles' case, they look a little scared by the snake, but still, they're not injured. They're not injured. They're not literally getting bloodied and bruised. They were literally bloodied and bruised and crying in this card. And it's how the hell did this get past the artist, the producer, how did it get to the point that it was almost published? It got to the website to get, be purchased by the public. To to the point that how
again, I think there's still underestimate a lot of the reactions from the dedicated fans, as well as even the casuals too. They still think we can get over with these whiny little kids and with their boy band, but they didn't know how much backlash they got.
Oh, the backlash! The backlash was swift too. I mean, because it wasn't just Army, but there was lots of non-Army too who were pretty upset, especially because again, this whole current anti-Asian hate that we're seeing it right now currently, especially in the United States, it's like it really it's not a good look. And so there was a lot of there was a lot of like push on Tops to pull the card. It's like does this not look good at all? So yeah, Tops pulled the card and they made a statement. The statement reads a little tone deaf, though, because the statement says, "We hear and understand our consumers who are upset about the portrayal of BTS in our GPK Shammy Awards product, and we apologize for including it. We have removed the BTS sticker card from the set, and we have not printed any of the sticker card and will not be available."
Yeah.
Not even...
On the surface level, yeah, straightforward. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we removed the thing because of like, like a lot of angry reactions, but still they didn't like really delve into the reason why many people are hurt and how it is, it can potentially harm like, people who are, like BTS who are of Korean or of like Asian descent. So yeah, they don't know like the consequences of what, could have been done, like with more of like the hate crimes and like a lot of violence against, Asians these days. So it's almost like a shame that they didn't really acknowledge the fact that's been going on in the recent political climate. And it's almost like this hard thing to see them like just talk about the consumerism and just not go on with like the livelihoods of like other people and how it could like risk their lives or like endanger them.
Right. So yeah, I mean, obviously Army still was not happy with that, and they obviously made their point across on that. I mean, they trended the hashtag racism is not comedy to emphasize that point, which again, it really is not. Racism is not comedy whatsoever. And at least there was the one thing I will say this, there was a online article from a online magazine called Pop Sugar. They had put out an article talking about this, and then they had also then come back with an editor's note saying, "We are so sorry about, even just like even kind of questioning this. Like, this is wrong. And there's no excuse for what this was at all. This is horrible. This is disgusting. Racism like this should not even exist." Like, they completely, like, we're keeping this up just as an example, but like there's a long editor's note at the end of the article. And like, we're so sorry to BTS, their fans, anybody who's affected by all this, inequality and racism currently going on. We are so deeply sorry.
Yeah, it's almost like, still in a bad way, almost like a good thing that they published this in light of like what's happening in, with Atlanta too. So just like it gives them like more things to be like be deserving of like a backlash like that, just being like deserved to be like reprimanded like by a lot of people who are really are offended with this visual design. Yeah.
So that's been a fun week as an Army.
I know, the double kill. The double kill not getting like their group not getting a Grammy, and then like adding insult to injuries, like with just
added on top of the previous, because we didn't even talk about that, because that had the previous instance of racism previously, that German DJ that was a couple weeks ago. We didn't talk about that on the show.
I remember. I forgot about that.
Because he was all pissy that BTS covered Coldplay, which my boyfriend had the best reactions. Like, wait, there's still Coldplay stands?
There's still Coldplay. You're already getting hurt over a Coldplay cover.
Yes, because this man was so hurt that BTS covered "Fix You." And he was so butthurt over it that he had a rant on his radio station and called them like whiny little pissers, and like said that they needed to go off to North Korea for 20 years, which I'm pardon my language, but what the actual fuck? Like, seriously.
Yeah, like, how do they make a better cover than the Coldplay?
And the thing is, Coldplay totally like let them like cover it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Like, who's the real pisser here? Yeah, just to close it off, with the Grammys disappointment. Like, we've had like a lot of like fans who are either disappointed that their artist either gets snubbed or didn't win the awards. Yeah, so I think it's pretty much that. I think Armys, if it weren't like of like the huge backlash or like the huge like rhetoric against Asians. It's been going on. We've had like other fans, like being disappointed. Like I think what I can compare it to, Kendrick during his heyday, like people think he was like gonna win like the best hip hop album or best album at that time, but it went to Macklemore, and so like, you can see like a lot of fans like they were really pissed about it. So I think like I think this is the Army's time for them to experience like the heavy loss or like they didn't win this this year, but I kind of feel like it's almost kind of like a I'm not quite sure because I'm pretty sure that they're gonna come back with like another song. I'm calling it they might try again to have like an English single maybe this year, before Jin goes off to the military. So I feel like with like the backlash that the Grammys got and the low ratings, I'm not sure if they're gonna decide on giving the award to BTS just like a concession prize, because I kind of felt like that's what happened like to like some artists like people who love this artist and then didn't get the award this year, and then like the next like couple of years like, okay, here's your award. it's like almost like, I'm sorry we didn't give you like the award like last year.
Don't be mad at us, we're so sorry. But I mean the Grammys have always been kind of like, they've always been behind the times, and two, they've always had an issue with like accepting like what's outside what they perceive as normal, because they've always just been like this antiquated kind of
very
insular bubble of music. So
it's almost like the old traditional system of like award shows. So like the Grammys, the Academy Awards, Oscars, like behind the scenes is like a bunch of like experience or like old school type of people who would like be the ones who would be the end all be all to vote for their who would be the winners, and not depending on like the people's choice more of. So I think that's like an issue that The Weeknd, who was snubbed from the Grammys and then like made like his frustrations known. Like should like they change like the system for award shows like the Grammys? Like should it be more onto like the fan choice?
But I don't know. Well, I mean, Zayn Malik of former One Direction fame is also calling out, because there's a lot of talk about these quote unquote secret committees that form to come up with the nominations, and there's always a lot of like bribery, handshaking to come up just with the nominations. So like there is maybe a lot of smoke and mirrors maybe behind it, but we don't know, because we're not obviously part of the World Recording Academy. We're just two nerds talking about K-pop, So
like push up for like some kind of conspiracy theories that they're trying to like do something against like BTS or like other artists right now.
I mean, they've never been able to like define hip hop, and they've always like pushed hip hop off into like this weird thing where like hip hop artists have never always won like the big awards, even though hip hop is literally the biggest genre in music, and like there's a reason that's why there's so much hip hop influence in K-pop. Right. We see it all the time. So like, and they never recognize it in like the major awards in the Grammys, which they should, but they never do. So the Grammys are very antiquated, and they've been called out year after year after year on it. And they were even called out again this year for doing it, because maybe Megan should have won for, Artist of the Year or the top award of the year. Because I mean, even Billie Eilish called out saying it shouldn't have gone to me, it should have gone to Megan. Which we've heard this before, because Adele did it to the Beyonce, and we've seen this same thing over and over and over. So, I don't know.
The only Grammy thing I was like the most like really supportive of was like Daft Punk's win on like Random Access Memories. Like that's the only Grammy like I felt like so happy about, and the rest are just okay, whatever.
Also, too, the Grammys have this whole stigma against boy bands, so I think that's another strike against BTS, because, quote unquote, boy band. But boy band. Anyway, we've talked enough about the Grammys. I think we should get into these albums reviews, because we have a lot of music to talk about this week.
Yeah, let's have like more fun like with album reviews and more analysis on like some songs and blah, blah, blah,
let's get into what we like to talk about, and let's talk about some of this new music we got this week. And like I said, we got a ton of new music this week. Let's just kick it off. Let's just go straight through with how it all came out this week. We're gonna start with probably the biggest solo debut of the week, which was
excuse me, talk about big. Big.
I mean, big. We're talking about Rosé from Blackpink, and her solo debut, with her, I guess, mini solo debut. I mean, it's literally two singles,
it's two singles and two instrumentals.
Yeah.
Over two singles.
Because damn it, YG.
Right. I don't understand like what YG's way of promotion by limiting like a bunch of like songs for their artists, even though like a bunch of artists have like so much potential to be like really good and they can like make more music from.
And the thing is too is like when they were talking about this last year, they're like, oh, it's going to be an album. 2 songs don't make an album. Even if there's instrumentals.
YG standards for album is just like 1 or 2 songs. So like a mini album would be like 4 songs, and the full album or like a studio album is like 8.
Yeah, it's the bare minimum basically. So, but again, we got Rosé finally debuting with her solo stuff. We already got a tease of one of the songs on the album with Gone, because she had performed it on their online concert, the show back in January. But now we have a title track that she's now promoting called On the Ground.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I thought it was going to be more like rock acoustic based upon like the teasers were coming.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because that's what I expected. Because after seeing like the documentary of Blackpink, of Like the Sky, I believe that's the title. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they showcase like Rosé in her habitat, like using her natural talents of like playing the acoustic guitar, even like some like did like snippets of her like recording, with her playing the guitar. So I felt like maybe when I heard like Rosé's about to like release an album, that they're probably gonna have like Rosé's gonna allow like Rosé to have like some creative freedom and just produce her own thing. And really utilizing her talents to like have the acoustic sound to like her songs, and that's what I feel like her and the acoustic guitar gave her like an identity to herself apart from like the other members from Blackpink. So I'm at least glad they incorporate some of that. But I think what you're about to say, I was blown away when they hit the chorus line. When they went to like electro pop like drop, I was like, oh my gosh!
I know. I was like
expecting that. Like,
right. When they dropped with that like electro beat like breakdown, I was like,
wait. Ground.
and then all of a sudden like everything exploding in the music video, and then just like the distorted electro beat pop, and it's just like, whoa! I was not expecting this. It's like it's a little Blackpink-ish, but.
Yeah, it's like almost a subdued in a way. It's not like this really like high pitched like fast beats that Blackpink always comes out with. But it kind of reminds me of that song called 99 Luftballons. It's the TV song by Nana. And if you know that song, it kind of starts with like a little slow with like less like instrumentals. But when they hit like the chorus line and you hear like everything like drops with like the music too, and it has like the really hard beats. It kind of reminds me of like with the beat drop and having like a really like upbeat tempo sound, and it's just like, that's a really a really cool change that I didn't expect, but it's really blown away by it.
Yeah, I mean, it worked really well. Like, I think it worked really well with her vocals, because her vocals, she has really strong vocals. She is a very strong vocalist. And I mean, there is some guitar in it. I mean, there is some utilization of her guitar skills. I mean, obviously, I think she probably did utilize her songwriting skills and her instrument playing skills in the song, and both of the releases too. In terms of which song I like better, I think I like Gone better a little bit more. In terms of the songs, I mean, both have very similar feels to it, because they kind of have that like very heartbreaking vibes.
It's pretty much like the Blackpink common theme of like broken love, heartbreak, but like even like vengeful, like like doing like a payback against like their love interest. Even like that one of like the lyrics from Gone is like 8 in the morning, hate in the morning, kind of like this, kind of have that like like really angry reaction, like some kind of angry retaliation against like the person that she's like addressing it to.
Right. And it's important to note too. So both of the releases are completely in English.
Right.
There's no Korean in any of these releases. They're fully in English. And yeah, I mean, because it's, I guess we're kind of blurring the lines now between, I guess pop and K-pop. But I mean, it's her decision. She wants to sing in full English. She is from Australia. So that is totally Rosé's decision if she wants to do full English.
You're right. I'm kind of wondering too, like those two songs, like they should be like really eligible. I'm putting it in quotes that to have it in like in the top 40 radios. I think I'm not quite sure if you heard anything from like Rosé on your radio, but I think that should have been like a really those are really good songs for you to play in, and people like wouldn't know like, oh, it's from like a K-pop member from a K-pop like they haven't heard of Blackpink before, but that would have been really good selections.
Yeah, you could totally play On the Ground on the top 40 station and totally get away with it and not know it's from a K-pop artist. It could totally get by. But yeah, it's just, it works for her. I mean, it's a pretty good thing. I mean, we haven't seen a solo project from a Blackpink artist in like 2 years, because the first one was Jennie when she released solo, which she only got a song. She literally got a solo, song. Which is solo.
I think if Lisa comes next for the solo album, she's gonna have like 3 songs.
Did Jisoo get 4?
Oh, she deserves 4 songs. Like, 'cause she's like I guess like the least recognizable member in them. Okay, like no offense, like because I think like people overlook Jisoo because they only know Rosé, Lisa, Jennie,
and Jennie.
And, like, I think Jisoo's probably like the last person that they think about.
Which is unfair to Jisoo, I think.
Yeah, she deserves 4 songs.
Yeah. But I mean, in all honesty, like, I mean, it's okay. It's okay for me to listen to on Spotify. Not okay for me to have to pay $15 for this album plus whatever international shipping.
Oh my god!
No.
Like for 2 songs and like 2 instrumentals.
Yeah. Not worth it. Not worth for like the photos and stuff. No, not worth it. I got my 80s albums for the same price per album.
I know it's something I can't stand about YG. Like why they give them like a barely the bare minimum amount of like songs, but it doesn't like really make up for an album package.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, oh, sorry, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's just kind of like disappointing because we've been waiting for them to do solo work for so long, and like they just got 2 songs, and that's it. I think it would have been more appropriate if they were more of like a streaming, like a more like a digital promotion for this instead of like a physical copy that you need to like buy from. I think a digital digital streaming would have been like better for her to like showcase her songs in. It doesn't really matter though, because like the record shows that like she's one of the biggest like debuts for a solo artist, and I think how many views that she got like within 24 hours on YouTube. She broke the record, I think, for most like soloists in the first 24 hours for K-pop soloists. So yeah, I mean, Blinks are gonna eat it up because Blinks.
It's still a win for YG. Don't care.
Right, exactly.
I don't care if we got like 2 songs. You're still gonna buy our shit.
Pretty much at this point. I mean, it's like I mean, for me, it's like it's more worth it to buy something like from like Kai or from like Taemin, who actually had like full albums when they release their solo stuff, because like they have fuller albums of their solo stuff, but 2 songs for me doesn't cut it for like an actual like little like full album release. In my mind,
like digital sales, would have been a more of appropriate thing to sell it with. Yeah, I was about to say, like, going back on Rosé's, like, her quality on songs. Yeah, like the thing I was afraid, like of her album, it would have been like come off too sappy or too like depressing. But I'm really glad that she found a way to have like this really optimistic tone within like her music, and it's something for me because I listened to like 2 of the songs when I was like taking a walk outside, and it really got me like more energized, and so that's pretty much a good thing that was able to do. So props to her, because I really wouldn't want to like go through like some really sappy or really sentimental, like sad song. Oh, this is like weighing me down, man.
You don't want to have like go through like the breakup and then just be like a full crying mess. Like you want to have some optimism, hopefully, at the other end of the breakup. So
Yeah,
I guess it's a beneficial part of it too. So I mean, like I said, I think they're good. Like On the Ground, I think is a really good song. Like I said, I do prefer Gone a little bit more, but I still think On the Ground's a pretty decent song. Again, just don't like YG's idea of what they can constitute as quote unquote an album or a mini album, or what they constitute as, worth $15 to buy plus shipping. So,
yeah.
But should we get on to the next album that we should review?
Oh, okay. What's next on the list, Jenny? So scratching Rose's album. Okay,
check. All right. So the next one. So we're now moving into our Monday releases because we had 3 releases on Monday that we're going to cover here on Monday, the 15th. That came out. So we're going to actually start with one of the groups that have been out here for a while. One of our third generation groups, that is Pentagon, coming back with their 11th mini album. Love or Take.
You know what? I love. That's one of my favorite album covers. Yeah, I love the
with the that looks like all the comic book covers.
Oh, like the manhwa, the manhwa looking depictions of each member.
Yes. Yeah, I liked the promotional work that they did for this. They had them all. They did all 8 of the current members because their 9th member is currently serving the military. Now they actually have 2 members serving in the military because Hui just went off to the military, but he still was able to complete all like promotional materials and complete the music video before he went off to the military. So he's still included in all the promotional stuff. But
they did video too.
Yeah, so they did all of their artwork as like comic book, like manhwa, or basically like comic book character esque looking stuff, and it's really really cool looking.
Yeah, manhwa is like the Japanese or
the Korean version of mangas. Yeah.
Manga. Yeah.
So. Yeah, and I mean, they came back with a really fun track, I think, with Do or Not, I think. I mean, I really liked Do or Not.
Yeah. What I enjoy about the music is like to have like some kind of like distinction within the song, because they use like the whistling thing. I feel like they sampled the whistling somewhere, because I could have sworn I heard it from that whistling from Kill Bill, the song Twisted Nerve. Like the bird, or like the whistling. You can search on YouTube like Twisted Nerve, like the whistling song. You hear from Kill Bill.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yes.
Yeah, I felt like they kind of, I think I thought they sampled that, but because I felt that like saying like the different or the same similar tones to it, but just it made like the whistling made like the song feel really. What should I say? How should I say this? Like really quirky and really like lighthearted, Yeah,
it felt really joyous. Like it has really fun, like kind of like pop rock kind of doo-woppy groove to it, I think, because it has like really kind of doo-woppy beginning, and then it kind of went to this like really pop rock sound that I really liked.
Alt rock sound you can hear like from the 2000s, like an alt rock pop sound that you probably like being shown in the radio.
Yeah, like something I would have listened to like back in high school. Like I kind of like felt like some like early Jonas Brothers-esque kind of vibes to it.
Yes. For me, like my personal like thing that reminded me during the late 90s, I was like still like a wee child. You know how like people were so into Backstreet Boys or NSYNC.
Yep, that was me.
For me, I have my own boy band that's not pretty much like really known in the US. They're called Westlife. I'm not sure if you've heard of them, but yeah, they're also like a boy band like during the time of Backstreet and NSYNC, and like they also have like this really like 90s like pop rock like sound, and I've gone on a nostalgia trip because I found like the album that I used to listen to back when I was when my mom played on the radio. And that's like some of the songs, because they like incorporate a lot of like heavy guitar and like really an upbeat like tone. An upbeat like like tone in the music, and that's pretty much what I had in mind when I listened to Pentagon's album, and even in Do or Not.
Yeah, I mean the whole album itself has like excuse me, has this like really nice like instrumentation throughout, like because we've been talking a lot of like instrumentation lately, because I mean obviously we've seen a lot with fourth generation, a lot of like production, but like I've noticed a lot with third gen, like they've been kind of going back to like a lot of instrumentation, especially as of late. And I really enjoyed that in this album because there's a lot of utilization again with using guitars and bass. Like I really felt that in Do or Not. Again, kind of playing with this doo-wop-y sound, and just it really works. It really drove the song. It just kind of had this really fun, like driving kind of groove to it. And it just really felt too the whole music video, because the music video is a really fun trip. Like I really recommend the music video. It's kind of got this like almost WandaVision-esque kind of feel to it, because with all like the different like them like like kind of like being like kind of boyfriend, like mahua boyfriends, like the different like like subgenres of like comic boyfriends throughout the music video. So it's a really fun trip.
Yeah, well, what I felt about like the entire album, and I think they did a really good job of like having the expectations of like designing the album to be them as like like comic book manhwa characters. And like the songs that you can hear from the album. So you can have like some of the songs that I like was like 10 seconds. Like that's like the first introduction track in the album. I really enjoyed that. A lot of those songs really feel like something you would hear in a K-drama, because K-dramas are such a popular form of media in Korea. And then, a lot of people love like those teenage couples, and like really enthralled by like the dramatic storylines. So I think that they did a good job incorporating like those themes into like their new album. It has like a really feel good, like a teenage slice of life tone into like the songs. It feels like it sounds really youthful and like really hopeful at times. And I really like how they mesh well with their concept, their concept together.
Yeah, I mean, because one of my favorite tracks is 1+1. It kind of has that similar kind of feeling too, because it's a little bit of a harder song, I think. Not super much harder, but it goes a little stronger, I think. But it still kind of stays with those kind of rock vibes throughout. But yeah, it still kind of keeps with this whole like kind of like school age slice of life, like teenage drama. Like I feel like a lot of probably like Korean teenagers, or a lot of people who are into Korean dramas, like, because that is a pretty common genre out there, I think, in the K-dramas, is like the teenage slice of life drama. That's a pretty popular series that you see. And so a lot of this I think would fit as a great backdrop to that. And I think any one of these would be great for like a part of an OST for that. Like I think any of them would be great. Yeah, any of them would be great for like an OST.
Yeah, that's some of the songs I really like. Yeah, this could really fit in like an OST in a drama show too. Especially especially some of the final stuff in the in the album, which we could if we
are we talking about Boy in Time?
The Boy in Time, that is such a I didn't want to like cry because I think I was like cleaning my stuff in there. I think I was like scrubbing like the washroom floors, and I heard like going into that track, and I was like thinking, because I wasn't not paying attention, but I didn't like know like, okay, who's singing that, because it's only like one person, and I'm like, oh, it's probably Huey, because he has like really such strong vocals. He could be on par with Bacon's like level of like falsetto and style of singing. And then when I checked, like, yep, of course going to be Huey, because it makes sense too, because it's like a good like stand up for him before he heads up into the military, and it's like it's almost like a swan song for him, even though he's not gonna be leaving entirely. He's just gonna be like done for just for his time in the military. And and he really like showcased like his his talents, and it's just like it makes it like so sentimental and dramatic. It's like something you would like hear from like a really emotional scene in a K-drama. It's like I could like hear like I imagine like this would be like boy and girl just in tears
in the rain. I just imagine like in the rain, just like that playing in the background. Just the powerful vocals. Like I could totally visualize that. But yeah, I mean, his vocals are just so like this is the reason why he's like, I think he's like lead or main vocal. I cannot remember for the life of me which one he is.
He's a leader
I think
of
yeah.
Pentagon. Am I correct?
Yes, I think so. I'm so bad with the members of Pentagon. I'm learning the members of Pentagon currently. I'm working on becoming a universe because I have a bunch of friends who are universes. So yes, they're kind of dragging me down this hole. So I'm currently backlogging into Pentagon's discography right now, on top of every other group I'm currently backlogging into. So yeah, but like his vocals are just so strong, and like, it's a great song. Like, and I'm so happy he was able to put this on the album, as his final like gift to Universes before he went off into the military. So since he will be gone I think he's gone for a full 2 years because they think he's doing public service. So I think he's going to be doing a full 2 years instead of 18 months. So yeah.
Wow.
So he's it was a really nice way to end the album too. So this is a really fun album. I really highly recommend this. This was a fun treat on a really fun Monday morning. So
yeah, it's good to walk with. So if you're out for a walk on a nice sunny day, play that album.
Yeah, it's a fun pop rock album. I really recommend it. Like looking to the lyrics a little bit, it's a little bit into like a heartbreak. Like I feel like they're so good into like these kind of like heartbreaking songs, especially after Daisy, because Daisy was such a really heartbreaking song. And it kind of plays off a little bit on this too with the lyrics, but it's such a fun doo-woppy song talking about heartbreak.
Yeah, and also like it kind of almost portrays like, because I think I could have sworn that like some of the lyrics there is like, I hate you sometimes, but I still can't help but fall in love with you. It kind of like also again depicts like like those typical love-hate relationships you see in like a lot of like K-drama couples. So I think that's they're really perfectly portraying that kind of like feeling and that kind of like relationship well in the album too. So yeah.
So yeah, highly recommended. It's a highly recommended album, I think, from both of us. So if you're looking for something a little fun, I highly recommend a Love or Take from Pentagon. So but then let's get into these debuts, because we only got two rookie debuts, we should say.
Rookie twins.
Yes, our rookie twins here. So which one do you want to get into, the boy group first?
Yeah, we'll get into Ciipher.
Okay, let's get into Ciipher first. So yes, we had two groups debut both on Monday as well. And we're going to get first into both of them relatively, I think, groups that have had a lot of buzz around them. And the first one we're going to get into is the group that R.A.I.N has been really heavily promoting, because it's the first group that he's hyping up, and it's the first one under his new label that he's created, and it's a group called Ciipher, with their debut album called Ngoyolo, because there is no English translation, because
I know,
damn it, R.A.I.N.
Yeah, and also like it's not only just it's kind of like a difficult thing too for English listeners to look for, but also apparently that you can find it on Spotify.
It's really hard to find on Spotify. I managed to find it on Spotify, but like I really had to dig for it. So
right, even me, I had to look for like the album, because I wanted support by listening to like their actual music from their channels, but I couldn't find it from like their YouTube music channel, and so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna find it on like another channel. It's not gonna give them like much viewership.
Yeah,
sorry,
I mean, it's
so hard.
Like R.A.I.N. It's like R.A.I.N. You got to really work on your marketing skills here. Like, not looking so good. Especially because it doesn't have like the Ciipher artist is not them. It's some obscure. It's like it's not matching up. So y'all need to work on that on Spotify. Anyway. Let's get into this album review. So we have their debut album and their title track, I Like You. And
do we like this album? Is that the question?
That's the question indeed. Because I have some feelings on this album. I'm just gonna say I don't think I'm the target audience for this group whatsoever.
You know what? Like that was also like I had to listen to both Pentagon and Ciipher when I was going on for my like nice stroll And yeah, like with listening to R.A.I.N, I couldn't help but like kind of like go back and just like listen to like what's going on with the music. But it's also like hard to concentrate to be like going on my stroll, just having a good time, but I still can't like help but notice a lot of stuff from like the band and like then some of the music choices that they implemented there. I was like, huh? And I was like, I'm walking, huh? I was like almost like stop at like midpoint of in the street, like, wait, what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's
a lot of like questionable choices in terms of production or like some of the things like I've been is pondering on my mind. It's like how much is R.A.I.N like really being influenced or like having like a lot of creative control over like his boy group.
Well, I looked into it. Actually, he really has no creative control. It's actually all the members are having control because I looked at the writing credits. So basically, Kita, One, and Tag are like the main members who do a lot of the writing for the group, and so basically, all three of them had most of the writing credits for it. For them being pretty young, and I don't know how much help they had in studio, like how much direction they had, to help kind of guide them being so young, and like how much production they've had previously, in terms of like previous to producing an album. Like there wasn't much in terms of like production notes I could see, but I know that they had their hands, especially Kita. I think Kita had his hand in every single song. Wong and Tag, I think, on and off throughout most of the album. But yeah, there's a lot of utilization of autotune, like the first two songs of the album.
You have no idea. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Solo and the title track "I Like You" are really, really, really autotuned to the point that I don't know who's singing. Like I cannot differentiate
right?
whose voice is whose.
Like we have gone past stuff like the gimmick of autotune, and at least some like groups are still able to utilize it, but like still make it fit to like their like the style of their music. But with this one, it felt like at least I can critique them like in another light instead, because I thought like R.A.I.N had like a hand in like producing like their music for them. No, but at least like at least that they're able to like produce like their music on their own, even if they're like their first time debuting. But I think there's still like a lot of like rough patches around the edges that we still need to like I guess polish on. So yes, like again, like the one of the main major things was the auto tune, and it felt like it's something that you would hear from like the late 2000 or during that 2008 and 2009, where a lot of like people have been like using auto tune, but in like for the wrong reasons or like, wrong usages. And yeah, like you said, like one of the things that I find like feedback on is like there's no variety or no identity on which member like who gets to sing or who gets to rap, because they pretty much sound the same, and there's no like a variety of or layers of unit, like some kind of unity where you can have like different things, but they they could like mesh well together, but because they all sound like really high pitched and nasally, even like the rapping and the singing too. It's like okay, there's no added variety or no like I guess something that's unique for them.
There's no color to their voices. There's nothing like unique to set them apart, like where we can tell in other groups like what some kind of vocal color or quality to distinguish other members' vocals. That's how you know, like, oh, I know who's singing this line, or I know who's rapping this line, or I can tell who's who, especially with autotune. Because I can especially tell you, like, if I'm especially listening to something like with it, like especially people who use autotune a lot, like ATs and Stray Kids, because I know they utilize that a lot in their stuff. I can still tell who's singing because I think they utilize it, correctly for the most part, in their music. But this it's just everything blended together to the point that like it's just all sounded the same to the point. I don't know.
Like monotone is sort of like I don't know how they it's like really monotone in terms of like singing, rapping, and even like the music behind it. Like there's nothing that got me like really really surprised at some parts, and it's just like I felt like the same thing.
Yeah, there's really nothing to distinguish them, like at least like from other groups that we've seen debut as of late, like say in Hyphen or P1 Harmony or even Kingdom too.
Yeah, Kingdom. Like at least they have like some kind of like thing that they go with like the medieval concept, and they have like some kind of like instruments that really helps into like their medieval concept.
But I could even tell then, even in Kingdom, I could tell who was singing, because like I at least could tell like their vocal colors, and I could tell kind of like who's singing what and who's rapping what, because there's at least some differentiation between their voices. I can't tell in Ciipher who's singing. Like there really is like no differentiation. Like they just auto-tuned it everybody to heck and back and just wiped out any unique quality to their voice. And like there's just nothing to like even, I don't know. It just felt like in the whole, I mean, I appreciate the fact like they're trying this whole like, you know, bright teen like
teeny
concepts,
bopper,
teen bopper concepts. Because I mean, I guess not everything has to be dark, because holy shit, we've seen a lot of dark concepts as of late. I mean,
that's what I thought too. Like when I heard like the name Ciipher, because isn't like Ciipher supposed to be like kind of like rap diss against like some other individual? Because that's what I thought that it's gonna like with that name that they're gonna be like it's kind of hardcore hip hop heavy group. But I was like, oh, the complete opposite. Like, oh,
yeah,
happy
yeah, because the music video itself is like them like working like after hours in like some like big box superstore, and it's like them all bright, happy and stuff. It's like it's totally opposite what you think their name's going to be.
Yeah, I put in my notes like it's like the music and like the singing and the rapping. It's just like it's very obnoxiously happy.
Yeah, it felt a little obnoxiously happy. I mean, good for them if this is like what they like. I mean, I felt like it got a little bit better at the end of the album. I mean, there's still a little bit of some auto-tune issues, especially in the last song, Fall in Love. Like it got better, but it's still, there's a little bit of some of that auto-tune issue.
That's exactly what I have here. Like I actually like the two things that showed more promise was like the last two songs from the album. Like the two songs that I like felt like it's pretty decent. Like I think I probably listened to it have it on like kind of random playlist.
Yeah, like at least the last two songs, like Fire and Fall in Love, they show some kind of promise. Fire has some nice hip hop, I think, development to it. So, like
kind of like like really great like flow with the music, and like something like you can transition or like makes you like feel something. And I think that's what I felt like with I think Fire was someone that like maybe like had like some emotion, like actually got some reaction out of me. So,
yeah, me too. It felt like there was something. There's some good seeds there. Like there's something there. Like I think production wise, like maybe something clicked at that point. And hopefully, I don't know if they just need to get some like better producers to like overlook them or just kind of help guide them.
Yeah, I'm happy that like R.A.I.N was allowed them to like produce their own music from what I've heard. But I think in the first couple of years, maybe have like some experience to help them like guide them with their music and like have some influence. Yeah, I was wondering because like how they're like composed like with the rapping and like in the singing. I was wondering if R.A.I.N molded them into becoming that kind of like style, or is it on their own?
See, and I don't know because like I don't have much in terms of like liner notes. Like I just know like a lot of it was written, but I'm not sure about the production side of it. But I know like written wise, like it was written by them. Training. So
or like
or the training either.
The writer training.
So if there's any other are there any Ciipher like pre-debut fans out there who could enlighten us? That'd be nice. But also makes me appreciate, I guess, too. I guess like the producing prowess of like somebody like Three Racha from Stray Kids, you know, the guys from BTS who can produce really well, like those like the people who can produce like stuff really, really well. Like I really appreciate that. So
I think
it's not easy.
Yeah, I think I gave them like years until they started like going independent and producing their own stuff. Yeah, I think that's what they should like go with at first. Because I think if they're gonna come in, if they're gonna go in, more independent, it might like not have like really great the best impression for like a lot of people. So I think they should like have like a more like influence from experienced producers to help guide them. And I think when they're able to hone like like their skills and like evolve themselves in the music, and then hopefully they'll.
Because like they said, they have some writing credits, but production side needs some work, and I don't know. Right. And they need some help with the production side of stuff. So if they can work that out, maybe there's something there. I don't know, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. This is more of a miss for me in terms of rookie debuts. I'd say this is more of a miss than Kingdom was. And Kingdom was a miss, I think, but I don't know. So, I mean, this was if Kingdom was a miss, this is an extreme miss. So.
He's like, big swerve on that.
Big swerve.
Yeah. So I still wish that they evolve, like they improve, man.
Yeah.
I don't want them to like just be out of the spotlight and just already disbanding, like shortly after.
Yeah. I think that, like I said, there's some seeds there. There's some I see some potential. They need something to help. Like they need something to help cultivate that into the growth. So hopefully there's something there. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see the future of Ciipher. But let's get into the next. So we'll get into the other debut from Monday, and that is the girl group debut from RBW, the same company that has Mamamoo, and that is the group Purple Kiss and their debut album, Into Violet, with their title track, Ponzonia. Ponzonia, thank you. And I'm digging this. I really dug this.
I've already I'm already paying attention after like seeing their teaser, which is also like their intro track of in the album called Intro Crown. Because like when I heard like when they come in with like this really dark really dark introduction, like just like they use like a bunch of like subdued production in their music and like had like this really deep alto sound of like some of the members there. I was like, what in the Billie Eilish is this?
It is. It sounds very Billie Eilish, that intro track. It sounds like a Billie Eilish to K-pop. It does.
Yeah, because how they deliver like their vocals, it sounds like really quiet, almost quiet, and it's like they don't like belt into like like the really power of main vocal lines. But and then I was about like even I can even compare like even my sister compare them to or I think it was you to Idol too in terms of like having like this really dark morose type of concept too. I pretty much called them like Mamamoo's God sisters in terms of like I mean, how, they come of it, but they're in the same company and that's their senior members Mamamoo. And no, I'm just really impressed. Like, just like the trailer alone, like, and then like just eagerly waiting for their title track to come out. I was like waiting, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to like hear what it sounds like. And I was like really blown away with the music that they have. It gives them a lot of like like difference from like their sister sister group Mamamoo. It gives them like the really dark almost like an occult theme in in their visuals. Makes them have like an identity on their own.
Yeah, it really sets them apart. Like from Mamamoo has this more like exotic. I don't want to say exotic, but they have this like very
old school R&B type of like growth. That's what they have. Yeah. Like, what I felt like. Yeah,
they're very it's in this R&B style, but they always have like like bring in these like more world sounds to their music that blend together so well. Whereas I think Purple Kiss is going to really thrive in this like really like rock this really rock sound that they've established really early on, and they've really throughout the album has this really nice rock sound. that we haven't seen a lot in girl groups. The only girl group I've seen a lot of this is in Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher, right?
Because I saw a lot of stuff, a lot of similarities to like what Dreamcatcher has in their music, but I saw still like some of the R&B that Mamamoo has, not as much, but some R&B elements woven in, but it's heavily rock oriented. Used kind of still using some of the like use of like guitar, some use of the violins, especially in the title track. Remind me a lot of like some like early Evanescence in a way.
Yeah, I think what sets them apart from like some other like rock oriented or utilized groups like Dreamcatcher. I think for Dreamcatcher, like they really go hard like in production and in terms of like almost into like almost delving into like the heavy metal genre. Whereas with Purple Kiss, like their type of like rock form is more of, you can hear from, I guess, like with the radio, like more of almost like a classic rock, alt rock type of sound, because they don't like have their guitars like just like ramming in. And I think they have like this really even tempo, like chord riffing in the like instrumental background.
Yeah,
so
no,
that has, like I said, too.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to differentiate them. Yeah, because Dreamcatcher's definitely a bit more like shredding of the guitars, whereas Purple Kiss is a little bit more like chord progression, I guess, of the guitars.
Yeah.
But it works really well. Like I do like, again, they have this really nice like kind of occult atmospheric look to them, especially in the music video for Ponzonia, which it's a gorgeously done music video. I really recommend you check it. I highly recommend you check out the intro Crown, even though it's about a minute long. Their choreography is really, really good on point. They're one of the best pre-debut girl group choreography. Like I saw them they did a cover, really cover of a bunch of different boy and girl groups, and they're really, really good dancers, all 7 of them. So I highly recommend you check out them trying to just like with their choreography. They're very good.
Yeah, I'm not sure how how do you pronounce it? The RBW.
Yeah, it stands for Rainbow Bridge World.
Okay, I was gonna call them Rainbow. I don't know how Rainbow the Rainbow level label train like their idols, because I think they have like some kind of like certain niche in terms of like training like their vocal their vocal skills, as well as even the rapping too, because I think that like Purple Kiss borrowed like some of the elements from like the strong vocal skills from Mamamoo, because you can Solar from Mamamoo has like some of the like really best like holding like her vocals well and having like this really powerful voice. And I feel like some of the members have that potential too, and they really can hold their note well. So I'm not sure if like Rainbow has like some kind of like certain thing that they wanted to train their artists to have that kind of sound for them. I really think that I really like how they're able to like have that kind of like talent within the members too. So listening into the album and the debut music video, I'm just like really optimistic in like some of their future projects too.
Right, I am too. I mean, I think the whole album from start to finish is really, really good. To note too, they did release 2 of the songs as pre-release singles before, or even as pre-release debut tracks before they officially debuted on Monday. Which is the 2 songs, Can We Talk Again and My Heart Skips a Beat. So those are also included on the albums. Those also have music videos as well, so please go check those out. I really, really think I see a lot of potential for this group. I mean, they have a lot of talent. I think the both the vocals and the rappers in this group have a lot of talent. They flow together really, really well. Just the production between both of them is really, really good and just blends together. And I'm really impressed with how solid of a debut this is from them.
Right. Yeah. The only feedback I could like think of, like I think in regarding to Ponzonia, I feel like the listening and like looking at the video like totally reminds me of Idol's like Oh My God, because he has like the really like slow like progression into like the music as well as like the visual themes that they have.
Yeah.
They both share. But I think I think I'm able to like see like some of like the differences or what makes them like differentiate. Because I think Purple Kiss was able to like again borrow like some like the vocal skills from Mamamoo, and some like more of like a R&B element into it as well.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to, I agree with you as well. That's I think it's really good criticism of it. I hope to see more of where it goes. Do you have any standout tracks on the album that you like? I mean, I really do like My Heart Skips a Beat. That felt more Dreamcatcher-ish to me. That one's their most super like rock driven song on the album, I think. Like if they went super rock heavy.
Actually, that's one of my favorite songs from the album too. But if I saw that like the pre debut videos months ago, I would have been way more excited to to look forward to Purple Kiss, because like, I love like the utilizations of like really traditional instruments like the guitar. That's something I would like to hear more of, since I used to be like such a rock rock and roll fan, classic rock. And I'd love to hear more like use of the guitar, like the heavy guitar in some of the songs from like other groups. And I think again they're starting, hopefully they'll be able to use that kind of like production more into their next albums.
Yeah, I agree. I think they utilize that guitar really well. That rock guitar super well. I think they could go far with it. I also really like Skip. The hip hop production with the vocals and the raps are really, really good, I think, on a track. And then the final track on the album, Period, is just a really beautiful, it's a slower song on there. And I think it just blends together their vocals super well, showing that they can do these slower songs too, even though they are a bit more of a rock oriented group. I think they can still do these nice, slower, sentimental songs. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else they can do. I might have to really check them out more. Like this might be a girl group I might have to stan, much like Dreamcatcher. So
yeah, they could be really great contenders of like fourth gen female girl groups.
So yeah, this is one group that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. So for the debuts, this is my pick this week. So should we move on to the actual like full album review of the week? So
the full album,
the actual full album. So
the long way to come back because like all the
if Shiny was a full way to come back, I mean, Super Junior is definitely, well, they've been around forever too. I mean, Super Junior, like I said, it's been around since 2005. This might be a group we have to do in a Wikipedia session one day too, because they have a long and tenured history within K-pop. They're one of the kings of the Korean wave. They're like some of the kings of the Korean waves, kings of the second generation as well.
Yeah.
And they are back with their 10th full album, The Renaissance. Again, this was pushed back. This originally was supposed to come back out in December, and they got pushed to January, and they got pushed to February, and they got pushed to March because they kept pushing it back, saying, we just want to make it better. We just want to make it better.
So did you make it better, Super Junior?
That's the question indeed. So did they make it better? I don't know, Jenny. Do you think they made it better or not?
Okay, I mean, to start things off, because I think the first thing I listened to was like their title track, which is holy crap! What is their title track?
This House Party.
House Party. I didn't hear like the teaser or the teasers for this thing. So like coming into the song, like the first verse and chorus, pretty much a standard like Super Junior Super Junior flair. With them, I really think that they fit perfectly with like more of like the old school genres, like like the funk, a bit of like a neo disco vibe with with the group. And I know like they also like since they really appeal to like a lot of like the Hispanic Latino fan base. I'm not sure, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, a lot of like like Spanish Latino fans for Super Junior. So like they really incorporate a lot of like Latino stuff in some of like their music albums or in some of like their music in the past, and so that's some like the factors or the sounds that really define Super Junior. So I was enjoying like the first part of the music until until Hito comes in with like his trap part, and like there's like I was like, wait, what is going on? What the hell are you? Damn it, Hito coming in with like the trap beats. How do you do fellow children?
Oh my god, I had the exact same thought. I'm like, Heechel's trying way too hard to hang out with these 4th gen groups lately. Like, I know Heechel's been loving ATs because I know he roped ATs in his last song that he worked on.
And who's just like his mate in Knowing Bros?
God, what's his name? Yeah, because they worked on that song for the Knowing Brothers for the extra credit, and he roped ATs to help do some of the choreography. Hungry Young, which is a total trap song because Heechel's been in a total trap kick lately.
He's in his trap phase, his hip hop phase.
And yeah, so the song, like, it's this cool, fun, like disco, like, disco vibey
kind of like type of feel, and then
it goes total trap, and it makes
full break.
Makes like no sense.
The sudden shift makes it super jarring. Like it doesn't really fit them, but yeah, it doesn't like transition well into like the funk to like the trap phase. I know that a lot of hip hop groups have like some kind of weird like breaks into like some of like their songs that what I hear from the music videos. So I'm trying to reach here, trying to find a defense if that's what they're trying to go for, but it's still it's such a weird switch up. It almost like makes no sense. It's like having like this really dual identity. It's like a schizophrenic like two identities, split personalities like between with this one song.
Yeah, no, it really does make sense because like it literally like the song like stops, goes into this trap like breakdown where they're really like trying this whole trap. Even the music video like stops because like it's like this whole bright fun thing in the music video, and then it stops, goes into this whole trap like dark like nighttime like outfits and stuff, and then trying to be like hip hop like super 4th gen like hip hop like
how do you do
Bad Boys. It's totally how do you do fellow kids like vibe, like these mid 30-year-old men trying to seriously like do that.
I don't want to like rag on like Super Junior when it comes to their age. And I know you're like a classic second gen, but I mean it seems like they're like a bunch of like move over the old timers that are kind of like
and then it stops and then goes right back into the song. Like it picks up the song right where it left off, and it's just like,
what just happened here?
What just happened? Like we're just gonna ignore what just happened for the last like 45 seconds, like or a half minute. Like we're just gonna completely ignore that. Okay. All right.
I know.
Cool.
I thought they're gonna like at least incorporate or like trying to do like a better mashup between but it just comes and goes. Like the trap segment just comes and goes. And I don't know if that's some of the ways that they try to like wedge Heechul into the video or the song. Because can you tell me like what happened? Because I know like Heechul's not really that active when it comes to performing with Super Junior. Because I know the last like the couple of years ago during the Super Dance era and the EIEIO, like he wasn't that active.
I think because he was injured at that point. That's why
he was injured.
Yeah, he was injured, so he couldn't really do much at that point. So that's why I don't know exactly. I don't know if he just like came in because like I said, he's in this trap kick right now, and like was like, this would be really cool. We put this in the middle of this song, and they're like, okay, and they did it, and they thought it was cool. It doesn't fit whatsoever in the song, and so it feels so abrupt. And it's just, it takes what I think would be a really cool song, because it's like talking about like, especially because it's a really COVID like kind of related song, talking about like this like having like trying to have a good time, especially right now, like in the time we are in right now, and then just having this weird fourth gen-esque like trying to hang with the cool kids, like again, like he's trying to totally curb on like what Stray Kids and ATs is doing, and just like it does not work whatsoever at all.
Yeah, like even during the house party portions of it, because I'm trying to see like if Heechul was able to like dance with them again, but I don't think so. I don't think not yet. So I feel like there's something they're trying to find like at least some ways for them to like force him in there. But I don't think like you don't have to like do like a whole trap like switch up just to have him there. You could have him like in a different like set, or like try to like like Photoshop him into like the rest of the like Super Junior. That's like what they did with like Jisung from NCT when they were like promoting like their residence thing, but he got injured, but they still find a way for him to like be somewhere in some of the shots, and they kind of like had that with like Heechul. Like you don't have to like make a whole new music for like this one song.
Yeah, it just does not work whatsoever. Like I tried to listen to it a couple times to see if it just got better every time I listen to it. It doesn't. It doesn't.
I was like, here it comes. Switch.
It's just like the cringe is coming. Oh, and it's cringe. Oh god, yeah.
Cringe. Oh god. Okay, so I still love Heechul because he's so he's such an endearing person. It just like so. I just find it so funny. Like I couldn't get mad. I was like, what the hell is this? But it's like
I can't get mad at Heechul. I can't get mad at Heechul either. But it's just like, honey, what are you doing? So, but I mean, besides House Party, I mean, I thought the rest of the album was okay. Like, I thought it was okay, and considering
at least has some consistency.
Right.
There's no some tracks that sound like really trappish or like sound really hip hop heavy.
Mm-hmm.
They have like their own like certain style.
Yeah, like they still play with that like funk style that Super Junior is super really good at. I think like the funky beats, like I think the first couple tracks after House Party, like Burn the Floor, Paradox, Closer, like still really play that funky beat. Kind of bring it, I think, a little more of into a modern take onto it, especially like Paradox. Like I think I think it does a little better job than what House Party was trying to do. Cause like I think Paradox is a little bit more of a nice modern take on taking that funk sound, bringing it to 2021 and making it feel modern for like the kids of today. So
yeah, it's also like bringing in like a more modern version of Super Junior, and like being like a good introduction for like the newer fans out there. To just hear like the certain sound that Super Junior is able to do, because I think with, whenever I think of Super Junior, they're able to like create like or produce like a bunch of like these really weird tunes with like some of their songs, because it kind of has like that really like quirky it's almost like off-putting like sounds. Like you can like think of like Mr. Simple. They have like it's like almost a minor tone, and it like leaves you like off the edge. It's like, oh, like what is how like this is like how it sounds, not really like a major full like sounding like tone. And they're able to pull that off well, and I think they're able to have like that still with a weird flavor into like some of their tracks there in the album. So I'm really glad they're able to like update their sounds into like a more modern era.
Me too. I mean, I like this. It's kind of like what SHINee's been doing, because I mean, I think SHINee did a better job at getting their sound to a newer generation. If I have to say, like SHINee kind of beat them to the punch a little bit. Unfortunately,
have a more better take of like using the hip hop genre with "Don't Call Me." They're bringing Heechul's part in House Party.
Yeah, I mean, that's Don't Call Me way better than House Party.
Yeah, and it would have been way more fitting if they just like went ahead and just released their album earlier before SHINee. Just have like more of the hype because like Super Junior came out first in like you said 2005, and then 3 years later Shiny came in 2008. So it would have been so fitting if like they had Super Junior come out first like this year, and then long awaited Shiny come back after.
But
that's just me. I'm not on the marketing team for this.
No, but I guess like I said, the rest of the album I think is pretty good considering after whatever House Party is. The melody, because I still like the melody, which is what they pre-released back in November, because before they kept pushing this album further and further back, because I thought that was a really nice pre-release, kind of getting us ready for the album. It's a bit of a slower track, and it just really, really, really showcases our harmonies, which Super Junior's been really good at always having really great harmonies. And yeah, it's like, it was really nice. Like, hey, we're going to have a new Super Junior album coming soon. This is awesome. And then we got House Party. So yeah, it's
some other song from like their from their album that made a better promotion out of it.
House Party. Like that, like a Paradox would have been a cool song to promote, because I think that had a better modern take, even closer too. But and
Paradox,
I even like
Mystery are my favorite tracks from the album.
I liked Mystery too. I really like Mystery. I like the kind of clubbier sound to that one as well. Yeah. So yeah, there were better songs on the album. So like, there are better B-sides on the album than the title track we got. So
yeah. I'm at least glad, because I was like so like kind of like bummed because like Hicho wasn't like so active back then, like during like the last year with Super Dance and EIO, because he was just like just quickly cut to him just sitting down, and then they cut to like the rest of the group dancing. So I'm at least glad they had him more in the video or in the album project specifically.
Yeah. So
yeah, hopefully he fully recovers. Like I don't know if he's able to like dance more, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So, but yeah, the title track would not be what I was expecting or good. But the rest of the album I think is solid. Like I said, if you take out that trap part, I think the song's good. Like you just take out the 30 seconds of trap, I think the song's solid. Just the trap part is.
Or just like separate it and then like make a more funky sound for the House Party, and then have like a Hicho like focus track or sorry, trap song in like a separate song,
Maybe, or no, have them experiment with trap or something, or some kind of more hip hop sound or something like that. Who knows? Yeah. Most groups are doing it. Heck, Shiny did it with "Don't Call Me," and look how successful that was.
Right.
So, because Shiny was killing it with "Don't Call Me." They're still killing it with "Don't Call Me." Are you kidding me? It's still really high on the charts. So.
Yeah, and Super just like, "Who are you?" And then the Shiny's like, "We're us, but better."
Oof. All right. Let me see what else.
I love both groups. I love them in their own weird ways.
Yeah, we love them both in their very, very weird ways. But let's get to our last review, because we've been running very, very long. This is going to be a long episode.
We're just 50 minutes to 2 hours, man.
Woo-hoo, 2 hours. So we have one more song to get to. We're going to get to our girl Jessi with her solo release. Jessi with her song that just came out on Wednesday, "What Type of X?" She slays every time. I'm not gonna lie, she freaking slays.
I'm a different type of beast, but it's
okay. every time she comes out with a track, I swear to God, this girl slays. Currently, I love this track. Like, just came out with like the guitars and just the hip hop, and it was just everything.
Everyone's using like the use of like electric guitars lately. So Purple Kiss, and even a bit of Pentagon, and then now Jessi. Woo!
We had a lot of rock this week. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of rock influence this week.
I got on rock and roll.
Yes.
With a K-pop.
Rock and roll with a K-pop flair. But yeah, no, there's a lot of really awesome rock, which works because I know she says that, because it says "I'm mother effing rock star" at the end of the song, which she fucking is.
Just go open it. Just go with it, like with the actual F word, and it's like what a fucking rock star. Could have been done with it, made it more hard. But no, I still love the outro part, the outro of the song. But out of its entirety, that was like, I was like blown away. Not just with like the use of like the rock instrumentals, but just able to blend into with like a lot of like the really heavy electronic sound as well. And it's such almost like a perfect blend with just this one song.
Yeah, she really blended in well because it's a lot of production with a lot of electronic production, as well as again the electronic guitar, driving bass line. It's really done super well. It just drives the song forward. The loops are super done well. And her raps are just super good on top of it. She flows together her English and Korean so well. And
as well as like her whenever she has to like do like some singing parts too, it really transitions well from like her really hardcore rapping until like her more of a softer sound whenever she sings. And everything like blends so well together.
Yeah, she can, like, Jessi can actually sing. Like, we know she can sing. She sang on her debut album after she signed with P Nation, and so we know she can sing. And yeah, when she does her vocals and then going back into rap, she can flow back and forth super well. And yeah, I just love that she continues, these lyrics where she's like promoting like this, like, self, kind of like the self-love, like kind of like the fuck the haters kind of vibe really, really well. Like
she's able to bring like a lot of like this American, I know she's like born and raised in America, but she's able to like bring that kind of like American like music quality into, and even like the source of like identity, since she's not the ideal type of standard look for Koreans, but she's still able to like have her own uniqueness into her, and she's able to bring that like that really bad girl vibe, but like a lot of fans in there are able to accept it and be able to like appreciate like some of her music and her how she looks too.
Yeah, I think they're really starting to embrace her, and she's I think really starting to become embraced super well in Korea, which is really nice to see. Especially because she's definitely not like your standard K-pop idol or star in Korea. Because she's super. She's definitely not your typical definition of a Korean beauty. So and she's just so out loud and outspoken too, and so she's just I love her.
Yeah, and this is like this really empowering song that we need in light of like some of like the really tragic stuff happening in like and outside in North America. So like this lighting up when what's going on, it feels like almost like a cathartic experience for a lot of us, especially with like I guess for female Asians. And hopefully like they'll be able to listen in and have like feel like the power and the confidence you can have.
Yeah, I hope so. I really, really do. Like, yeah, I think this came at the right time. So like this is the kind of song like I want to roll down my windows and just blast, literally, to like blast out the windows and just F the haters. Like
someone's just about to do you, if someone's about to do you wrong or do you dirty, just like blast that shit. I'm a different type of beast, but it's okay.
So I highly recommend it. Another like just great track by Jessi. Like it's just she comes back and she just slays every time, I think. So and she just kills it. So
kills it.
That's all I gotta that's all I gotta say.
Do you think she's gonna have an album later, and think that this is gonna be included?
That's a good question. I'm not sure what she's gonna do.
I mean, she did with like Noonas, or I think no with Drip and Who That Be, and then later on she comes in after Noonas. She had like the complete album with all of her previous songs in there. So
could be. We'll see what 2021 brings for her. I know she's doing all her entertainment stuff because she's becoming a big entertainment star currently too. She's been killing it on the entertainment circuit as of late. I highly recommend watching her YouTube her show trivia with Jessi. Hilarious stuff.
I know. She scared the crap out of me. Minho, like all the time you had to apologize. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry.
She's hilarious because
super sassy.
She's very sassy. Also, all the times she's on Running Man, the cast just does not know what to do with her. It's hilarious. So
yeah, no, better be free.
Which I know she's back on the show like sometime soon because she just was literally shooting with them like a week or two ago. So I know she's on the show soon promoting. So oh boy. But yeah, we just cruised right through those reviews and we did it. We reviewed six different like groups and people today. Whew.
In the words of Mark Lee, this was a long ass ride.
This was a long ass ride. Oh my god. So I mean, thankfully next week we really don't have anything to review. The only thing is
knock on wood right now.
Yeah, the only thing I know coming out next week are a couple Japanese releases, which I don't know if are even worth reviewing. So, because I know ATEEZ has their Japanese release as well as Dreamcatcher, I think, has a Japanese release too. And I know ATEEZ is not really anything because it's all just their stuff just redone in Japanese.
Dubbed in Japanese. I'm kidding.
Basically, and one new Japanese song. That's all I know. But hopefully then we can actually start catching up on our Wikipedias for Kingdom, because Kingdom is coming here very soon, because we were going to do BTB this week, but we felt like with all this new music, it wasn't going to be fair to just completely do all this and then, do BTB, because I feel like they really need to have a whole episode to themselves. They've been around on the scene for a long time. Yeah. Obviously, we're going very, very long this week, so good decision.
Yeah, if we talked about BTB today, our episode would have been as long as the Snyder Cut.
Oh God, I'm not even watching the Snyder Cut. Let's put it that way. So
I don't have HBO Max, so I don't know how to watch that thing.
I'm basically ignoring that completely.
Decent. I heard it's pretty decent, but I hate to find a way to have the time, or find a way to if it's available in Canada. But we're not a movie podcast.
Yeah, I know. Also, I don't have 4 hours to watch the Snyder Cut. So yeah, I don't barely have time to listen to all the K-pop out there. So that too.
Yeah.
So should we plug our stuff and get going?
Oh, sorry. Apparently, the movie has a lot of slow motion. The people describe it as a long music video. I said to myself, if it had a dance break, or if they actually dance, I would have gave it a 5 out of 5. Perfect.
Just
but thank you.
Dance break.
A full K-pop or boy group.
There you go. That's all we need. Dance break.
Jeannie Liano on Facebook, or my design pages on Facebook at Jeannie Liano Design. So that is GINNYLEANO Designs. Or you can find me on Instagram at Jeannie Designs. Or you can look at my other personal stuff. I will have the links from my design pages, so you can find me easier there. And also in dedication of what's happening in support of the Asian American and Pacific Islanders who are being persecuted unfairly against hate crimes. We're gonna put up pages so you can help donate or help support the cause. So I have the Asian Americans for Equality, and that's for them building a better community and living for social programs for Asian Americans, mostly New York-based. Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund, so it's promoting more of the civil rights for Asian Americans. American Friends Service Committee, it's more of a faith-based organization, but they also promote to find peace and justice for all people. And for terms of racial injustice, we have Stop AAPI Hate. That's to help them counter against hate crimes against people just Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders for America. I also included a couple of stuff in Canada. So I have the antihate.ca, and something that if you want to help promote creative stuff, I have the Canadian Society for Asian Arts. So that's more from Vancouver, that pushes more freedom of creative expression for the Asian youths out there. And yeah, hopefully, also we've added more lists, so you can find like the website from New Year Magazine's article, and you can find more choices, so you can donate to wherever you want.
Yeah, please donate. I did donate to the Asian Americans for Equality. I'm planning to donate more. I'm probably going to donate to Stop AAPI Hate this week as well. Just
Awesome.
please donate. Please do everything you can. Let's please hashtag Stop Asian Hate. And I mean all Asian hate. All Asian countries need to stop all Asian
even
hate.
other races too. Yeah,
and other races.
Other races too. Yeah.
Just end racism, period.
Stop like a bunch of like racist, hatred and supremacies as well.
Just stop. So, but you can also find me on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook at Jenny Matasek. That's JenniMatasek. You can also find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Chaos Bulldog. You can also find the Noonas show podcast show pages on Instagram and Twitter at Noonas_podcast. Don't forget the underscore. You can also check out our Spotify playlists and our SoundCloud links for the show under those pages. Just check the bios under those handles. You can also check out the video form of the show, where we also include pictures and fun other stuff on the Facebook page of the Metropolis Collective. Thank you once again from the Metropolis for hosting our show. Once again, guys, thank you so much. This has been the Noonas podcast for another week. We finally almost cracked 2 hours.
Let's wait for a couple of minutes so we can hit the 2 hours.
Oh, no, I'm not waiting 2 minutes. No, I am not waiting 2 minutes to crack 2 hours. But no, we're gonna be talking. I think next week we're gonna talk B2B. Maybe we'll do a double Wikipedia session next week. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know if we should like put them all in one, or maybe just like separate them.
Yeah, we'll think about that. We'll let you know, guys. But until next week, fighting.